SC1 coming up. We're in SC1 momentum week. Of course, SC1 starts June 1st, right? And you guys naturally will show Cutco owners in a push. So definitely a good time to learn how to sell them at a high level. So speaking today on this topic, we've got none other than Mr. Carter Jackson. So just a little bit about Carter, guys. This guy is a full-time student athlete, works part-time, and is over 100K in career sales in a year on the job, or a little less than a year on the job, right? So I would 100% make sure you guys have your notes ready to go for this. This is going to be in a very detailed and informative message. So I'll let you go ahead and take the floor, sir.
Hey, good morning, everybody. How we feeling? Okay, I got a couple of grins in here. Can I get a couple more? I'm trying to see 32 teeth from everybody.
Good, man. Let's go.
I'm
Okay,
doing
okay.
good.
Good. Let me see a couple more grins and we'll get started here. Can everybody give me a big smile before we get started on this message? All right, Donovan, I won't say anything. I turn off my camera sometimes too. I ain't gonna say nothing. All right, perfect. So we're just gonna jump straight into this here. I know a lot of people, especially when it comes to newer reps, they're always wondering, well, how the heck do I sell to somebody that already has Cutco? And I'm going to be honest with you, for most of y'all here, that's going to be an easy layup. That's a shot that's pretty easy to take compared to somebody maybe who hasn't heard of Cutco before. So typically when it comes to Cutco owners or people who previously own Cutco, they're going to fall into one of three, maybe two categories. Number one, they have bought Cutco from a representative at some point in time, whether if that was last summer, whether if that was 30 years ago. And context matters, of course, when asking all these questions here. Two is they're going to be somebody who was gifted Cutco from them or a loved one. They're going to have Cutco as a gift. And three is what you're typically going to find, or not so typically going to find, is going to be your Costco owners. People like, oh yeah, I've seen Cutco through Costco before as well. And when you're going through your script, it all starts before the appointment as you're phoning them. So if I'm over here with somebody and they say, oh, I already know what Cutco is. I already had Cutco. You just talk to them about, hey, that's awesome. I'm glad you actually have Cutco. Do you have all your fingers and toes still? Just laugh around, joke around with them, but kind of get an idea of what type of Cutco owner they are. Ask them, like, how long have you owned your Cutco for? Was it given to you as a gift? Just kind of get an idea of it, because I've had customers before where we probably all been here before. And as I say this, raise your hand if you've ever experienced this before, actually. Have you ever been on the script where you say, it's kitchen cutlery, outdoor products, it's some pretty cool stuff for the kitchen. Have you ever had Cutco before? And they're like, oh, I don't care about Cutco, or no, I already got a set, or all of them. We've all been there before, okay? We've been there. Let me see a couple of hands, because I know I'm not the only one. We've all been there, right? So when it comes to Cutco and it being already a previous owner, one thing I say is, hey, that's not a problem. It's just confidence in your voice. It's the tonality. I actually get to show the special side of it. I get to show our kitchen gadgets, as well as our flatware, our non-toxic cookware, as well as our business engraving gifts. Now, that's a 50-50 shot. Sometimes that's going to go in, sometimes it's not. I had a lady, she had a previous Cutco rep, and she had no idea on anything about the cookware. When I got to her house, I sold her a whole cookware set after her completely denying me and saying, no, I'm not going to buy any more Cutco. She was totally opposed to it on the phone until I mentioned the idea of other Cutco that we have as well here. But depending upon how you handle that in the script, you can go that route, tell them about our special side of it, or just really sell yourself, make them laugh. If you're not making your customer laugh on the phone when you're setting up an appointment, you may be a little bit scared, okay? You should at least have them laughing, or at least have them engaged when it comes to the script, when it comes to phoning. Now, speaking into the appointment, because I can go on and on about different techniques over the phone if they're already a previous Cutco owner. But if you're already in the appointment, a lot of new reps, what they're going to do is they're going to go over the old script. They're going to go over the script over a Cutco owner that already knows about all this. And they may be nice and they may listen to you for a little bit, but you're going to notice it's going to be a lot harder for them to be engaged because they already know about the forever guarantee. If they were a decent rep before you, they're going to know about the double D edge. They're going to know about the knife handles. They're going to know the stuff super sharp. I mean, just take, for instance, last week, I think it was on a Wednesday, actually. Me and Olivia, I went out with her, was helping her with an appointment, and she had a previous Cutco owner. Now, you can introduce the idea of a package, the upgrade package. That's another quality of service, which if you don't have one of these right now, you need to cuss out your manager or ask them to give this to you, because the upgrade package is right here. Make the idea a lot easier, because people think they got one set. They think they got it all handled here. Most of your Cutco owners, you see, they're not going to have a complete set. They're more than likely going to have a homemaker. So introduce the concept or the idea of an upgrade package. That's what I do with Olivia here. I just got to show that other side of Cutco. They already knew. So don't go over all the script. Don't go over all the nuance. Don't go over everything that they already know. I mean, how many people here have sold to previous Cutco owners before? Right. And, most of the people who are not raising their hand are people who just started with the job. So instead of reading back all over the script, just hit the main points. Hit the main points. They know it's a forever guaranteed product. They know we have the double D edge. They know they have sharpening. And then jump straight into the upgrade side of it. Introduce the idea of the upgrade. Introduce the idea of the family set, the complete set. Some of our specialty knives that you can add in the block. If they're not introduced in the set, see where they're at with everything. Ask them. I mean, that's all you got to do. Closed mouths don't eat. Scared money don't make money at the end of the day. So ask as many questions as possible. When you get to that part where it shows all the pieces in the homemaker, I would write this down, I would ask them, hey, Jordan, or hey, Joey, I want to be most respectful of you and your time here. I know that you already seen Cutco before, so I don't want to bore you with the nuance of what you already know. I just want to be most respectful when I ask, are you more interested in the upgrading your knives, the package, or are you more interested in the non-toxic cookware, the flatware, the gadget side, or a gift for a loved one? And they're generally going to give you an idea of where to go, because you're going to touch almost every main point when you're already showing it to a previous Cutco owner, but get an idea of where they're at in their Cutco journey. Because I guarantee you right now, if you go into a gas station and you say, oh, I'm just going to go in there and get gas, like these people is just, I want to go in there, I want to go help this college student with an appointment. I want to go help them. They're going to see something they like if you show everything eventually. It's like going into a gas station, you say you're just going to go get gas. I'm telling you right now, as soon as I look at Starburst, I become a fiend. I can't tell it no. It's hard for me. Okay? So, be most respectful. Ask where they're at in their Cutco journey and what they're most interested in. And just kind of walk them through it. I mean, for me and Olivia, when we were there, I was with a business owner, and I kid you not, like, he had a basic set 12 years ago. He paid $1,200 for it, so he had no idea about the upgraded price of Cutco now. So one thing that I had to do to him was I showed him the upgrade package, and I'm going to be honest, I'm a troll, y'all. If anybody knows me, I like trolling around. I like rage baiting people a little bit. So I could tell he was a bull. He had a little bit of an ego. So when it came to Cutco, he didn't like the idea that he had a quote-unquote basic set. Okay, so I kept saying the word basic, and it kept getting him a little mad, honestly. But he was like, I'm not a basic person. So I upgraded him to the family set and introduced the idea of business orders to him as well. So I had to do something stupid special for him. Was I wrote up a business order and completely bonused it here for him. And that's what sold him on upgrading his package at the end of the day. So I'm kind of curious here while I got everybody here. If you can, raise your hand. I'll try to get to you. Where do you feel like you struggle the most when it comes to upgrading it for people who already have Cutco? Kind of want to see a couple people's thoughts. Okay, we got Audrey. You can go ahead and unmute. Let me hear you.
Okay, so I had one last week and it really pissed me off. And it was my cousin. And he
Yeah.
was like, "We already have the homemaker, but we're gonna talk about it with my wife and I'll get back to you at X time today," right? And I was actually in the office at the time. So Trent was like, "Tell them like the deal ends today, like you can give them X, Y, and Z." And then they just didn't get back to me. And so I always get the I need to talk to my husband, I need to talk to my wife excuse. And I literally like don't know how to not let them off the hook, you know?
Yeah, and a little bit of that is just confidence and objection handling. I mean, for me, I love when I'm at a Cutco appointment and somebody asks me or tells me, "Hey, I need to talk to my wife. Hey, I need to talk to my husband." I just be honest with them, be on the phone, be like, "Hey, Audrey, I think it's awesome that you need to talk to your husband. I really respect that you want to get an informed decision while talking to him. I think, honestly, with the way you're speaking right now, that maybe, I mean, just maybe, you're a little bit nice to me right now." Now, I don't want to be assumptive, but I just want to ask Audrey, are you just being nice to me, or do you and your husband usually need to talk things out?
That's a good thing to say, I guess.
Yeah, because sometimes you just need to ask people, are you being nice with me right now, or do you actually need to? And it's a little bold. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's gonna take some guts to say,
You
and
say that?
depending upon the person, you gotta vibe. You gotta feel a vibe for it. Like the other day, I had a man who was giving me recs, and he was like, "Can I just send these to you later?" I was like, "Yeah." I mean, Mr. Justin, you can send these to me later. That's not a problem. But may I ask, are you just being nice to me right now? He was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I'm just being nice."
No, that's
And it's
like
like, just get an
I know what you
honest
mean.
answer from them. Just ask them, like, are you being nice to me right now?
Or do you
And you're
actually
gonna
need to
know
talk?
at the end of the day. Some people really do need to talk to their partner in crime about a decision. Other people are just gonna use that as an excuse to blow you off, just like the people who are gonna say, "Oh, can you send me over an email of the information?"
Yeah, because like
So
I sold my mom a knife and she didn't need to talk to my dad about it. So I was like, what are we doing? But okay, thank you.
like, there's different ways of going about it. If you want to be bold, you can take that route. If you don't want to be as bold, I guess that's a nice way of putting it. You can just be like, "Hey, yeah, I totally respect it. I want you to be able to talk to your spouse about doing it here. Just out of curiosity here, how long have y'all two been married?" They're gonna be like, "Oh, we've been married X, Y, and Z." Like, "Oh, that's awesome." Man, I don't know if I could ever be lasting that long in a marriage or something. Like, just make them laugh or something. Just say something stupid. And then just go into, "Well, I want to be most respectful of y'all here. I'm right on the tail end of being able to achieve this scholarship, and it would mean the absolute world to me if we could meet for a quick appointment. Now, I know you need to talk to your spouse, and I want to be most respectful of how you two operate. I just was wondering by chance, is there a time that I could pencil in just in case this might work out for you and your husband? Like you can talk to them and I can just pencil in a time just because I book up really quickly and I don't want to play phone tag with you. Would 8:30 on Tuesday work out or would 8:30 on Friday work out better for you?" Pencil something in, find out. Because at the end of the day, I've had appointments where that's happened and the husband talks to his wife and then they cancel the appointment or they talk to their wife and the appointment happens. It's a 50-50. If you don't want to be bold with that person, if there's somebody who's really direct, like Mr. Ben Jackson, you can almost cuss them out and they're going to respect it. But if you're with a
Cuss them
person who's a,
out. What are we talking about right now?
I'm just kidding with Mr. J. But with somebody like Mr. Jackson, he's very direct. He appreciates direct responses and they almost respect you more for it. But if you can tell that person's a very soft, very kind-hearted, spoken person, do the pencil in route. Do the pencil in method. Okay. Now, anybody else here? What's another struggle that people typically deal with upgrading packages? Well, I'll answer one more here before we get started. All right, we got
Like,
Jax.
So this is less of just like upgrading something, but like introducing new parts of Cutco and like it having a value to be explained. Like I have trouble like I'll go into an appointment, somebody already has Cutco, right? And it'd be like I'll just like, show y'all how Cutco's made. You probably already know it, and I'll just do like a quick like 3-minute overview. And I'll go bang, bang, bang. And then I'll be like, we have some other products with these same type of like build and quality that like we already use at Cutco. And then I'll like introduce, I'll be like, are y'all interested in grillware? And they'll be like, no. And I'll be like, are you interested in flatware? And they'll be like, no. And it's just like, it's so hard to like introduce something and like add interest to it to where they want to hear about it. And it's almost like nobody ever wants to hear about it. Because like there's so many people who grill. Like almost everybody grills in my area. And it's stupid how many people who are like, oh yeah, I grill. And I'm like, well, let me show you this. And they're like, yeah, I don't need that. And it's like,
Yeah.
and
No.
it makes me so mad because like I can't get like a foothold ever. It never works.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you offering me that perspective on it because that's real. That's real for a lot of people. I've dealt with it before as well here when it comes to it. I think what it boils down to when you have a previous Cutco owner and you're trying to pique interest in more Cutco is you really got to understand how they operate. Because if somebody comes up to me and they're trying to sell me a wellness mat, I may laugh at their face. I mean, honestly, you kind of got to understand the person they are. And this starts in rapport. It starts in rapport when you're building it with them. Kind of get an idea. Oh, do you like when you're just listening to them? See if they like grilling. See if they talk about a birthday coming up, any events coming up, Christmas gifts. If they're an early shopper, if they do it late. I mean, just do it kind of casually here. I mean, I had this one lady. She was a talker. Just like the other day, she ordered over 15 Christmas gifts off of me for Cutco, and it's not even July yet. And this includes, she told me it was like, oh, I forgot my so-and-so's birthday is at that time. And she got him a birthday gift too with Cutco, all right there because she was in the package quality service. So what it boils down to is one, is building and understanding the person they are in rapport. Understand how they operate, understand what they need, because if you just show people stuff that they're not interested in, their sales resistance comes up because they're like, oh, you're just trying to sell me something at the end of the day. Which, yeah, that's our goal. Our goal is to sell, but our goal is also to serve. Like, I never believe in just selling to somebody. I have a servant's heart. I believe in serving people at the end of the day more than anything. So understand the type of person they are and understand what they need right now in their current form. And two, where it also starts is when you get to that part of the demo where it shows like all 3 knife sets, like the homemaker, blah, 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 complete set. This is where you start to pique interest a little bit. You mention them in there. So one thing that I do is, hey, Jax, I just want to be straightforward with you. My main goal here today is not to sell you everything that Cutco makes, even though I would be a liar to tell you that wouldn't help me out a ton with the scholarship right now. But for me, one of my main goals is not to make this a presentation, but rather a conversation and to meet a couple of your friends, just like Mr. Blake did here for me as well. But just to lay everything all out here for you, a lot of people I see, though, really like the idea of our American-made kitchens. Take, for instance, the cookware. Our non-toxic cookware was pioneered in the late 1800s. Our knives are #1 in North America for the past 2 decades now. Our flatware is #3 in the world. Just kind of pique their interest and just kind of get it going. And when you pique somebody's interest, have the Cutco on deck already. I can't tell you how many times I've sold Cutco from having Cutco. If you have a fisherman solution, be really casual about it. I can't tell you the amount of times I've sold this to people where they're like, all right, Carter, that's all I want to buy. I'm not getting anything else. That's good. Let's close the demo up here. I'm like, yeah, awesome, Jax. Hey, by the way, welcome to the Cutco family. I appreciate your help a ton. You're awesome. And I start to close out the order. And I was like, by the way, do you go fishing? I know, or yeah. I was like, well, I just went fishing the other day and I just bring out this fisherman solution. I was like, I use this and it's real casual. But, sometimes it'll work and they'll be like, oh, my nephew, he really loves fishing. And you just show them how great that is. and more than likely they're going to get it for them, or they're going to be like, oh, well, that's cool. I'm happy you go fishing with it. It's a haymaker, but would you rather not show something for 20 seconds and make $60 off of it? At least $60? Or are you going to be more afraid just because they said no?
I'm gonna sell it. I know I would.
Exactly. Anybody would. I mean, we have the opportunity to make extra money, probably more easier than 99% of people our age. And all it takes is me being bold for 2 minutes, showing them something else that changed my life and changed my order to add an extra $60 in my pocket. And you don't have to be disrespectful about it. You don't have to be like, oh, well, I'm going to show you this anyway. No, just be real casual about it. Be real fun. If like, oh yeah, I'm not interested in the cookware or anything, have a piece of cookware out. Just put it in their hand. Let them see it. Let them hold it. Let them get a feel for it. And if they show interest in it, if you're looking at them and they're looking at the cookware, then you know you can go into the talk about it. But that's pretty much everything you need to know when it comes to package quality service. Well, I'll do a little quick overview if you want to put this in your notes real quick. Is number one, it starts with the script. When you're in the script, you got to let people know at the end of the day that you got to have confidence that they already say they're a Cutco owner. You got to tell them you get to show the special side of it, such as the cookware, the flatware, the gadgets, the Christmas side of it. Because not a lot of people know. Not a lot of people know about that. Two, it's just building rapport with them. Build a lot of rapport early on. See how they operate. See how they move. Three is when you're going over Cutco, don't go over everything in the script if they're a previous Cutco owner. Don't bore them when they know everything they need to know about their homemaker set. Introduce the idea of an upgrade package. Try to figure out what knives are not serving them or what knives have not served them yet. If they tell you right now, here's a little bonus tip, that they cut sweet potatoes and they don't have a Santoku knife, you better sell them a Santoku knife because that is the best sweet potato knife in the world. I kid you not, that's the best sweet potato knife I've ever used in my life. So it comes with upgrading the package. It comes with building their curiosity. Trying to introduce them to the idea of other elements of Cutco, show them other ideas of it. And to have Cutco, you got to sell Cutco. Have Cutco in front of them. Have a K-bar. Have a fisherman solution. Have a piece of cookware. Go through your manager. You can get it a lot cheaper than anything else. And look, at the end of the day, you can just write it off. It's a tax write-off. Money comes back. Money ain't real. So go have fun, go rip it, and don't cuss out Mr. Jackson like I said earlier, okay, y'all? All right, that's all I got to say there, Trent. You can go ahead with it.
Awesome. Miss White, over to you.
All righty. Thank you for that message, Carter. Y'all go ahead, post a couple of takeaways that you got in the chat box here. Maybe a word to sum up what you learned. How you feeling? And then I'm going to share my screen.
Hey, Jordan, quick note for everybody. SC1 kickoff meeting, guys, is tomorrow, 4:30 to 6:30. That's our divisional portion. And then phone jams at each of your local hub offices that'll take place from 6:30 till 9 o'clock. Give me a thumbs up that everybody has this in your schedule, please. I just want to make sure that everybody has this in our calendars. This is the first divisional event that we've had of the summer. So I just want to give you a second to get that in your calendars before Jordan gets started with the phone jam here and we get that kicked off. Tomorrow, 4:30 to 6:30 divisionally. That'll be broadcasted at your local offices. and then following that phone jam right afterwards. So everybody should have 4:30 to 8:30 blocked off in their calendar. No demos. If you have a demo between 4:30 and 8:30, change the demo. This is one of those events that you just cannot miss. So 4:30 to 6:30 divisional portion, and then right after that, 6:30 to 8:30, 9 o'clock or so phone jam. A lot of people are doing their 4K to Feast event right after as well. 4K, you have until the end of today, end of Monday. So first, we've had 4 weeks of the summer. So for the fourth week of the summer ends today. If you sold 4K in that first 4 week period, meal is on your manager at that 4K to Feast event. If you didn't hit 4K in that period, you can still go eat, hang with the team, but meal's not covered. That one will be on you until you hit the next contest. We'll be announcing a lot of SC1 contests. If you haven't seen them yet, we'll be announcing that tomorrow at the divisional event. So thumbs up again. Make sure everybody's got that on their calendar. Super imperative, really important that we've all got that. Thank you. And Jordan, back over to you. Thanks.
Sweet. Thank you, Ben. Okay. In the chat box, y'all, I've dropped a phone jam tracker that you're able to use. I highly recommend a phone jam tracker. Vector Impact's awesome for helping you keep track of the history, but phone jam tracker on paper lets you actually see what you're getting done, and you can, make notes and whatnot. So highly recommend that. Feel free to use.